Today on the channel, it's the return to the Kyle Peterson Top 5, and today we're counting down my top 5 Mattel Elite packaging designs.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel for another Top 5 Countdown, a Thursday tradition here on the channel. As every single Thursday, we're counting down a top 5 toy line, maybe a top 5 action figure, or maybe like today, a top 5 packaging design. And yeah, hang in there with me. I know it's a little bit of a stretch. Have you run out of people to count down? No, we haven't. But I was looking through some collection, doing a little research stuff, as one typically does if you're a collector. And I was looking, I said, gosh, look at all these different Mattel Elite packaging designs over the last 10 plus years at this point. Can you believe Mattel has had the line for 10 years? Well, it's tough to be consistent for 10 years with, beautiful packaging in every single run, sublines. There's been a lot of different Elites over the last 10 plus years. We've had Toys R Us exclusives. We've had ringside exclusives. We've had regular Elite lines. We've, of course, had the Walmart exclusives. A lot of different Elite line packaging styles over the last 10 years, and some good, some bad, some ugly, of course. But I was looking at them all, I said, this would make a great top 5 list, and a little bit outside of the norm a little bit, but still inside the norm. And that's what we're going to do today. So as usual, this is my top 5 list. Make sure you put your top 5 list in the comments down below. But of course, like all these, we're going to start with number 5, work our way to number 1, number 1 being my favorite. And that, in this case, it will be my favorite Mattel Elite packaging design of all time. And there has been some awesome ones over the years, and I'm going to highlight my top 5 favorites. So once again, make sure you do yours in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let's see who's number 5 on my top 5 list. All right, let's kick off the top 5 Mattel Elite packaging designs of all time, as of now, 2022 when I'm filming this video. But number 5 for me is an interesting one, a short-lived line, a Toys R Us exclusive line back in the day. And then it did come back for a brief set, or was it 1 or 2 sets? I think possibly 2 sets, going off the old mental Rolodex here, went as a Target exclusive. I'm not talking about the Target exclusive packaging, I'm talking about the Toys R Us exclusive packaging. Well, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the WWE Mattel Elite Network Spotlight packaging. Yes, Network Spotlight. I distinctly remember these hitting the shelves at Toys R Us and how different the packaging looked. It was very clean with kind of the network background, Network Spotlight. You guys get it with the WWE Network at the time. Very cool packaging. It stood out. It also lasted till the dying days of Toys R Us, and some of these did actually go to clearance, as some of you guys may have remembered in your certain areas. But I always thought the packaging style was really clean. I liked the background with the red, the WWE logo. A lot of heavy hitters in these lines. It's more about the packaging than the lines, but of course you guys know I love that Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. I love the Stone Cold Steve Austin. Before he was Stone Cold, he was the Ringmaster, and we got that in the Network Spotlight line as well. But I thought it was always a packaging that stood out. It always caught my eye, and I still remember turning the wrestling aisle at Toys R Us, walking and catching my eye and seeing him from a distance, saying, oh, this pops, this is different. So the excitement there holds a little special place in old Kyle's heart as well when I saw the packaging for the first time. So number 5 for me, we're going the Toys R Us version of Network Spotlight. All right, we're at the number 4 spot in my favorite packaging from the Mattel Elite line, and number 4 is once again a store exclusive. We're talking Walmart with this one, and we're talking Walmart Mattel Elite then, now, and forever. A very basic design to the package on this one, but sometimes the more basic, the more minimalistic, the more it pops, and that's how I feel about the then, now, and forever, which is always a mouthful to say. Packaging. Walmart exclusive, like I said, ran a couple of lines, but very clean. The bubble, very clean bubble. I love the posability in the package. You got Typhoon, for example, holding his title belt instead of it just being off to the side. A nice silver grayish background with the WWE logo. Very clean, very classic. A very sleek design for an action figure line. Always like this one. Always thinks I still think it displays great to this day. If you're a mint-on card collector, it really does catch your eye against some of the darker colors we saw in some of the other Elite packaging. But it didn't last very long, like most sublines that we get from the Targets and Walmarts. They usually don't go a long time. Legends Target, you're probably on the clock. I hope not. That's probably my favorite WWE line going right now most of the time. But we'll see. But the Then, Now, Forever, Very, very clean. We also got 3-packs. We got that WCW 3-pack that was absolutely phenomenal. We got a Shield pack. So very cool stuff out of the Then Now Forever Walmart exclusive line, and that's why it's at number 4 on my top 5 list. All right, we're at the halfway mark. We're at the number 3 spot. Make sure you put your list in the comments down below and make sure you put them in order. That's the challenging part. And of course, you can always go to like a wrestling figure database, a great tool for collectors out there. You can look at about every single wrestling figure that's ever been made. You can go look at all the packaging designs on there in order if you are so inclined. So check out Wrestling Figure Database when you get time. There you go. So number 3 for me is an interesting one, and it's the one that's the granddaddy of them all. It's the kickoff is really what it was. When Jakks lost the license, things jumped over to Mattel. And as you guys know my story, I've talked through a lot of videos how that was a time for me to say, you know what? It's time for Kyle to get out of the action figure game. Jakks losing the license. It's too daunting of a task to start this collection all over. I'm not going to do it. And I bowed out until I found Ultimate Warrior at a Big Lots one day. And if you know that story, maybe we'll tell it again some other day. But Mattel jumped, or I should say WWE jumped to Mattel with the license. But you know Kyle, he was wandering and he was eyeing it all from afar. I was still paying attention to what was going on there. Not as deep as I do now, of course, but every single time I'd go to the stores, I'd be checking the toys. Why wouldn't you? So I'd check and I'd see it, and I distinctly remember seeing, for the first time ever in 2010, the brand new Mattel Elite line, and that's where we're getting at number 3. Mattel Elite line, Series 1 through, I guess we'll call it Series 11 because the packaging style stayed the same. And consistently, we have seen that from Mattel over the years. Every 10 sets or whatever it is, they usually change the packaging design. For good or for bad, depending who you ask. But the first one, the expectations, we didn't know what to expect. We knew Jakks Classic Superstars. We knew the Ring Rages, the Ruthless Aggressions, the Treacherous Trios. All that stuff we got from Jakks. Well, we knew that was all out the window. What was Mattel going to do? What were they going to do to set themselves differently? How were they going to look differently? Well, they came in pretty hot with a nice form, almost hourglass with some nice angles to it, packaging. Definitely different, definitely setting themselves apart from competition of the past and honestly the future. So very interesting packaging, big clear window, nice glamour shots. One thing I loved especially about the early Elite sets is the posability of the figures in the package. You would get characters with some expression to them. Instead of just standing there like a high school graduation photo, they were moving. They had their arms up or down or to the side, or their legs were off to the side. They posed them in the package, which they later got away from. Every once in a while we would get it to come back, but for the most part that was abandoned after Series 11, I guess we'll call it, because this is the packaging 1 through 11. But just seeing something brand new, having no expectations, a real new road was paved and we didn't know where that road was going to go. Well, obviously now that we're very much nearing Elite Series 100, I expect some great packaging for that one. I'm sure they're going to take out all the, hold out all the stops. They're going to go after it, make Series 100 some really special packaging. So I can't wait to see that. But it all started with packaging Series 1. Maybe they'll do that for Series 100. They'll throw it all back. Series 100 will all be in Series 1 packaging. Wouldn't that be pretty cool? I think that would be a nice nod to the past. That would really celebrate the history of the Elite line. Not a lot of toy lines out there that get to 100 series, and it's probably 200 series when you count all the other exclusive lines we've been talking about in this video even. So we'll see where it goes, but there's something special about that first series of Mattel Elites. I don't know if they're the coolest looking packaging, but just the specialness of it all, they definitely warrant a spot in this list, and that's where they came in at number 3. All right, we're at the number 2 spot of our countdown here, and I have to think this number 2 packaging may be the number 1 packaging for a lot of you people watching this video, and you'll have to let me know in the comments down below, of course. But number 2 for me is the GameStop exclusive, a little bit Target exclusive at the end. There's a little gray area in there. But GameStop exclusive Retrofest line. If you guys remember the Retrofest line, man, it hit on a lot of different bases out there. Very cool arcade-inspired packaging. If you played Retrofest, if you played the old stand-up arcade games when you were a kid, teenager, whatever, you have fond memories of that. It was just cool packaging. Looked like an arcade unit, nice window box. You could see the figure in there. Fit perfectly as a GameStop exclusive. GameStop obviously being games, this being kind of game-inspired, even though not all the characters were in the game. A little bit of creative freedom there. But a really cool Legends line, and like a lot of people, we collect a lot of Legends of our WWE, WCW past Legends. A perfect avenue to get Legends released without taking spots in the main Elite line. That was Retrofest, and I really wish it was still going because, yes, we're getting Legends via the Target exclusive line, of course, a great line. Don't go anywhere. I hope that line stays around. We need more Legends. But it'd be great to have another Legends line going at the same time, getting us more characters, getting us more, different incarnations of characters, things like that. It was just a really, really cool line that I wish was still going. It fizzled out pretty hard. If you guys remember GameStop having like $6 deals on those figures for a long, long time, which was disappointing. They didn't sell as well as GameStop, and I'm sure Mattel hoped, or else they'd still be going. But the last two, what was it, Mr. Perfect and Iron Sheik off the top of my head, they ended up being a Target exclusive, if you guys remember back to there, as GameStop did drop the line, unfortunately. But sick packaging, looks really good, displays really well. I'm not a bunch of a mint on card guy, but I have the entire collection mint on card and loose in my collection because I like the packaging that much. So for all those reasons, number 2 for me is the Mattel Retrofest line. All right, we're down to the end. We're down to the number 1 Mattel Elite packaging design of all time. Make sure to put your list in the comments down below, of course. And then while you're here, you might as well thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell, and then follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So without further ado, let's get down to the number 1 spot. The number 1 spot, once again, is not a traditional Elite line. It was a store exclusive, and it was a Target store exclusive. And this, by far, to me, is the number 1 packaging Mattel has came out with. I really wish they'd come back with this one. I think this would be a fabulous Legends line packaging, but I understand what they're doing with the Legends line. Trying to marry it up, match it up as best they can with the original Legends packaging, which is cool in itself. For me, the best packaging design of a Mattel Elite has to go to the Target exclusive Hall of Champions line. Yes, the Hall of Champions, an interesting line with Target is, I don't know about your area, but my area, a lot of the times these came in ringing up at $4 a piece. Got to get a deal out there. I don't know what was going on, but $4 a piece, you couldn't pass that up. And this is home to the greatest Ultimate Warrior figure of all time, this line. But the title belt background itself is such a cool look. Just awesome background for your action figures. They're posed in there. Ultimate Warrior one, of course, sticks out to me in this packaging design. But you got Warrior holding up the belt, and then you got that beautiful background of all the belts behind him. I think that is a really nice touch. The blue really pops, the sleek nature, the red lettering, the Hall of Champions. Just absolutely phenomenal. And this wasn't a line of just Legends. Remember, we had, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano in this line. We had Billy Gunn, we had Road Dogg, Paul Bearer, The Undertaker, Rikishi, a lot of good figures throughout this line. Only lasted a few series. I wish it would have continued because, like I said, this packaging design is absolutely phenomenal. One of my big collecting regrets, and I don't think it's that big of a collecting regret, but I wouldn't mind to have this entire run on card just displayed. I think this would be a fabulous wall display of all these figures. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll win the lottery and I'll pick up all of them. There's only a few sets. It shouldn't be that hard. They're $100 a piece probably, if not more. A very expensive set. But beautiful, beautiful packaging. Very cool, and once again, it was a Target exclusive, but that is my favorite Mattel packaging design of all time. But remember to tell me what your favorite packaging design of all time is down in the comments below, and don't forget to follow along on Patreon. Link in the description below. Follow on the Patreon. We got all kinds of giveaways. We got early videos, including this one, sometimes weeks, sometimes months early on the videos over there. I got a lot of content on the Patreon, a lot of exclusive stuff, monthly Q&As, and like I said, giveaways as well. So definitely check out the Patreon, and best of all, you support the channel. So there it is for the top 5 Mattel packaging designs of all time. I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.